we're going to introduce a new camera here on this show.
Right here.
Right here, right now.
Yeah, they've done something no one else has done, that's for sure.
They've separated themselves from the pack with some incredible technology features that raise the bar for all the other guys. God, it seemed like it was only last month you were with us, but that was the other channel.
Yeah, that was
We're kind of like Home Improvement or whatever that show is with Tim Allen right now.
Keep getting moved around.
We just
different networks keep picking us up.
We just get better with every new channel we go to.
220, 230,
yeah.
whatever it takes.
Hey, so I'm back with some fun new stuff here. So I have an addition to my EM1 series, and we now have the EM1X. It's absolutely amazing. It surprises me. Everything I've done with it so far has just been incredible. I mean, it's a beautiful little camera, and I say little. It's a little bigger than some of our other cameras. People have taken notice of that. But this camera is in a different class than our other cameras.
The short time I worked with it, I believe there are now 4 cameras in the class. The 1DX Mark II, the 5D, the A9, and the X. They're all there. They're all professional. The Sony doesn't have a built-in, isn't a full-size body, but it's there performance-wise. And now there's a full 4 lines right there in the mix. It's incredible.
Yeah, sports, wildlife. This is your top-tier photographer. It's fast, it's accurate, it's reliable, and that's
the
what we're going
autofocus
for.
is just crazy.
It's unbelievable.
It really is.
I mean, the
It's
EM1
amazing.
is not a slouch. I mean, it's a great camera.
The
It
M1's
turns some
great.
corners with the mirrorless.
But this thing, the way it tracks focus, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, let's talk about that. One of the things that we saw, and we're going to try to take this camera out in a day or so and give it a test on our own, was that if we were, and the demo that we saw was racing cars.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you kind of aim the camera at the racing cars, and as the cars were moving, all these boxes were moving. I mean, it almost felt like a video game.
Yeah. I wonder if this came maybe from military.
Well, that's
Sniper technology.
It's actually it's intelligent subject detection autofocus, and it's something new we've done. It comes from a type of AI photography or AI technology, and they use that to load the camera with that. Right now we have it loaded for you have automobile, motorcycle, you have train, and you have plane. And so if you set it for that, it's in the menu settings. It will detect those types of objects, and it's just amazing. You put the tracking on, and once you detect these objects, you just nail it. And we were at Daytona, and it's amazing. I've never shot race cars, and this thing was just on. I mean, it was on. And my EM1, I love it. I have a great time with it, and it's still there. This is an EM1 series. The EM1's not going away by any means. This is just another step. EM1 is going to be, that's basically your agile camera, your small camera. This is going to be the Pro.
Mike's not excited about his new camera.
I am so excited about it. It's great. I'm very excited about it. But it's
a hell of a camera.
It's designed for comfortability. It's designed to hold a camera all day long with a long lens, a telephoto lens, and it is just amazing. I mean, what they've done with it, everything down to the buttons on the camera. The buttons are designed where they each have a different tactile feel. Everyone's a little different, and that way, when you're looking through the viewfinder, because it's designed to be through the viewfinder all the time, you're basically, where your hand is, which button is which. You have your dials that are more into the body now, as opposed to being on top, so that if you bump into things, you're not going to accidentally change your settings. It has the vertical grip built in, so it is one piece, one magnesium alloy piece, so it's super solid and rugged. The weather sealing is second to none. It's IPX1 rated. It is unbelievable. They've taken some items from our TG series and made our weatherproofing even better. And we were already amazing with our weatherproofing. So I was in the rain in Daytona. I mean, it was pouring. Everybody was gone except for me and a coworker shooting. I mean, it was just, I got soaked, but it was unbelievable. I had cars with the lights, with rain coming down, and it was just cool. You have 2 UHS-2 slots. So you're set up for
so
speed.
you guys, listen, you actually knew to put 2 slots in your camera.
Not only 2 slots,
Two.
but 2 UHS-2
2,
slots.
yeah, that's
Quick
not
slots.
just one and an extra
That's
slot,
right.
but 2, yep.
And it's sealed. So where you put the cards is actually sealed, similar to our TG series here. So you actually are so weather sealed with the camera that you can put in your mic jack, your headphone jack, your remote control while it's raining out. It's okay. They're deep wells. It's designed to be used in that kind of weather. It's a rugged camera.
I like the flip out screen.
What I use mine for is I put my 62.8 macro, and this old fart doesn't like to get really down in, put his face in the dirt.
Yeah.
I put my, which is like a 120 macro, so I can be far enough away, and I can just flip that up.
That's a pretty sweet looking system.
The camera's really neat. I mean, they put 4 elements in their viewfinder now. So you have spherical elements, you have high refractive index elements.
The tracking's working.
Oh, come on, man, I'm trying to talk.
I'm seeing the white boxes jump around.
But the viewfinder's amazing. You have 0.83 magnification on there. So you have a couple of different ways you can set up the viewfinder, but at 0.83, all of your information is within your picture and you're filling the whole screen. I mean, it's a really nice, pleasant camera to shoot, and it is very comfortable to hold all day. So it has the vertical, like I said, built in, but what they did is they paid a lot of attention to where the buttons and dials are when you turn it vertically. It's the same exact feel, and you have 2 joysticks here, and they're both in the exact same location.
That's clever.
And they actually can move the spot diagonally as well. So you can go left, right, up, down, diagonal.
As a user of cameras, and specifically a guy that's been critical of other camera companies, even Sony, in regards to the ergonomics of the camera. Well, nobody can argue the functionality. Ergonomics plays such an important part, and holding this camera just feels right.
It feels good.
It does.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Another use thing that's nice in relation to Sony's great cameras, we talked about that already. But what Mike showed me yesterday is you can actually set up your menus, so you can throw away a bunch of stuff you don't use and only have your interface can be essentially what you want your interface to be.
Right, we have a My Menu, so it's a custom menu. You can select the different menu items that you want, that you use all the time, and create, I believe it's like 5 layers, 7 items deep, or 5 pages of menu. So you can create your own little menu in here. Also, our GUI is a little bit different for our function buttons. You can actually go in and you can see a schematic of the camera, and you can change your functions from there, which is a very easy way to see what you're doing and also change that. So it's designed to be quick. It's designed to be quick on the fly. I mean, down to the vertical grip has a lock like our other vertical grips, but this one also has a custom lock, or a C-lock on it. And what the C-lock does is it allows you to lock out certain functions on only the grip, so that when you're vertically shooting, maybe you only want your back button focus and your shutter to work, and you want everything else disabled. You can do that. You can select that. By the way, back button focus out of the box is already set up. That's cool. For the AEL button. So it's really a neat little system. Now you have dual battery, same battery as the EM1 too, but there's 2.
All my batteries will work, eh?
Wait
Yes.
for it. Tell them.
Oh, you can charge in the camera.
2 batteries.
2 batteries within about 2 hours.
That's cool.
So you can charge that in the camera.
And so you can have 2 chargers going and a battery.
That's right.
And,
That's
the
right.
whole
And
way.
I tell you, when I was shooting the cars, I barely went through 1 battery. So the battery system is just amazing on it. Right now, the camera has 2 TruePic 8 processors, so it has dual processors. I mean, they have a little more room to work with, and they put 2 processors in, which makes it just super, super fast. Your sensors similar to what's in the EM1 II.
Good old Mike, he's here talking about all this cool feely wheelie stuff, but he's forgetting what I think was the coolest thing I ever saw in this camera.
The killer app.
It's the killer app A lot of us call it pixel shifting. You might have a different word for it.
So what we've done is it's basically that's kind of what it is. We have actually achieved the handheld high resolutions. Yes.
You have to see this.
It's amazing.
You
It
have
really
to
does
see
work.
it.
It's a 50 megapixel, whether it's RAW or JPEG, and you take the shot and it takes 16 images. Now the tripod high res was 8 images, and that's still in there. Takes 8 shots, stitches them together, gives you a 50 meg or an 80 RAW. This one is 50 either way. Drops down to, bear with me, drops down to 25 in an area that might have movement. But 16 shots, and it determines your movement with the stabilizer.
I can't believe how well it works.
And it puts it together.
really
it's
is.
amazing. It works really, really well.
I was a doubting Thomas until we took a picture of this guy.
pretty cool.
And it was so sharp, it was scary.
I
Sorry.
can understand that.
And and talking about handheld photography, and there's so many cool things, but another cool thing is 7.5 stops of stabilization with the 12 to 100
Yeah, you heard that
lens.
right. Not 5, not
7
4,
and a
but
half.
7.5. And
Up to 7 with just the body. So there's a live ND. I have mine
It's
set
really
at 16.
cool.
I have it set for a function button. So I press that button and I can preview neutral density. It takes multiple exposures.
And you can
to
actually
create
see
a
it
multiple
happening on the screen.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
can
coolest
actually-
part.
yeah.
You
I
can see
couldn't
the
believe
effect.
that. It was like, wow, look at that. I got my
It's
waterfall
unreal.
blur, my soft focus
Yeah, you
thing.
haven't even taken the shot yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and
really-
handheld.
Yeah, quarter of a second. I mean, it's just,
oh my God.
it's unbelievable. So there is a heat pipe in the camera, which
What's Hoya gonna do?
which dissipates the heat. Unreal. Yeah, I mean,
There's
it's
be bargain
cool.
sale on filters, the ND filters at Robertson.
Well, you have your 7 to 14. You can't put a filter on there, or at least not
Yes,
easily.
yeah,
You can hit the
exactly.
neutral density. So it's a really cool function.
Now, the other thing I think is really important with these this camera is the Olympus Pro Lenses.
Yeah.
I got one of the first Olympus Pro Lenses when it came out, and
Right.
I've had just about every one of them, I believe, at this point. And I don't use my Olympus very much anymore, but I guess I'm going to have to figure out a way to get this new camera.
You know,
But this has clutching, so rather than have to change autofocus to manual and everything via electronically on the camera body,
Right.
you can just pull the focus ring back out, and
I absolutely love that.
It's
And
phenomenal.
Cav, for what my wife and I do, that's very important, and I love it. But the new camera almost can make that
Not necessary.
not necessary any longer.
Well, we already
because
had
you can
single
do
plus
continuous
manual.
focus. You can do
Continuous.
continuous autofocus with
Plus
manual
manual.
override now.
Yeah.
Right.
So that would take the place of many of the times you would use the clutch.
Yeah. So you can touch that up while
is
you're
really
continuously
exciting.
Something else cool on the new camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the
it's
frame
pretty
rate capability?
cool. So you're an electronic single autofocus. You're 60 frames per second
60.
in high speed.
Full
Um,
raw files?
Raw files.
Yeah.
And then with your continuous shooting, you're 18. So now that's electronic. Now mechanical, you're 10 in continuous, and you're 15 with your single, which is amazing. I mean, it's still,
that's blazing.
but
still
it's accurate.
mechanical.
And that's, I mean, I barely go over the 10. I'm usually 10, with my mechanical with
You
birds
can
and things
shoot
like that.
super fast and
It
have
is
3
unreal.
images that are in focus. This thing,
Not anymore. No, it's
just dead on.
It's really dead
Yeah.
on. It's
Yeah,
accurate.
so autofocus is getting
it
so
just tracks.
good.
It's almost scary.
Actually, we're going to try to show some examples. We're going to be using this camera and doing a whole separate video, the three of us. Not you, unfortunately, because
I know, but hey.
we can't have you with us when we do this.
It's okay.
We might say something
I know you'll
about
be a
you.
believer. You'll
But
be a believer. It's
we'll
unreal.
try to record some of the screens as we do the photography, so you can actually see how this whole thing functions. Because I
Yeah.
think that's kind of the magic part of this is if you've shot with other cameras until you've actually see how this one holds the subject, locks onto it, or locks onto multiple subjects, moving back and forth in the frame.
Right.
You can't be a believer until you see it, and specifically can't be a believer until you output the images and take a look at what they are.
Right. So very interesting camera. I mean, they've really done a great job with it. So
When you look at this camera, you kind of say, well, I wonder who it's made for. And I think it's made for guys like Jody because he likes to shoot birds.
yeah.
Me.
But a 600 millimeter lens on a Canon, like with even a lens shade down, is going to be probably that high,
Oh yeah.
and probably be that round, and weigh 16 pounds.
Right.
That's a 600 millimeter lens equivalent. Now, don't write us comments because we know about all the f-stops and
Ridiculous.
equivalents and all that stuff. Look, this gives you the 600 millimeter reach.
Right.
Okay, we want to go and say it's, you know, if you shot 600 millimeters with a full frame, you're going to get the same reach with
And
what
it's
you
an
see
F4,
here.
It's, you know.
Handheld. You can do this handheld.
Right. Yeah.
With IBS at 7 stops, I mean, holy cow.
And I know there's, you know, and this is totally like, you know, it's pros. It's guys that are shooting motorsports and wildlife like you, and you know. But I do want to mention something, and I just want to pull out my $1,000 phone with a sensor a little smaller than my pinky nail. I didn't bat an eye buying that.
Right.
I'm just saying, because we're all caught up in sensor size. I didn't really want to bring it up, but we're all basing prices on sensor size. And cameras are all amazing right now. There's so much out there, you know, so in all different levels.
Well, I think in the industry, we've gotten so accustomed to the sensor size, you know, because of marketing and so forth.
Yeah.
Let's face it, you know, I know a lot of photographers and, you know, talk to a lot, and I've done a lot of tutorials on printing, and we've discussed printing. The majority of photographers that I know don't print much above 11, 17, maybe 13, 19 at the max, usually 17, 22. And that's mainly because that's pretty much what a $1,000 printer, you know, will allow you to do.
Right, right.
And there is no problem with the size, megapixel wise, and the quality of this file. And it is a quality file.
Oh, yeah.
I've made beautiful 1722s and even larger, 2430s and so forth, from this sensor size on the other Olympus models with amazing results. So, you know, this whole thing is, you know, you got to go out and shoot it, rent it if you have to, try it and compare it. Yeah, you know, you're going to get a little bit more and a little bit better, but you're also going to be weighing a lot more and paying a lot more, most likely too.
And I think you just hit the nail on the head. There is, you can rent anything now. And renting is a great way to get into a system and try it and see if it works for you. Right.
Rent before you buy.
That's right. Why not?
Well, this looks to be really an incredible camera. And Olympus has been nice enough to give us 2 cameras that over this weekend, we're filming on a Friday here, right prior to a major snowstorm that's coming.
Right.
Yes.
That we can go out and shoot on this. So we're going to get together and a day and go out and take a walk in the state park. And actually, it's a state park, so it's not shut down by the federal government right now. So we can actually go to it. And we're going to give it a run for its money. And we'll see if it really does what you say it does.
I think you'll enjoy it. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys get from it and what you think. And don't forget, you have GPS built in as well. So,
so we can find our
maybe
way out of it.
You can find your way out. You can search with your compass. And thank you,
Mike.
It was great
Thanks
seeing
so
you again.
much. It's
Absolutely. I
always
appreciate
great to have you back.
Good to see you.
It's always good to see Olympus
you.
doing some cool things. Jody's a happy guy. All the stuff he asked for in the last episode.
I'll tell you what, I'm super happy. I mean,
he's got.
I'm so glad to see Olympus doing some really creative stuff.
It was
They've
worth the
always been
wait.
innovative.
It really,
I just want to mention that 2019 is our 100th anniversary. So it is an exciting year for us, and this is an exciting product to start the year out with. So
Excellent.
yeah, we're looking forward to.
What do you have
having some
new
fun.
coming out in glass? Anything new?
Yeah, we actually had a development announcement of a new 150 to 400 lens, which is going to be a great lens for you.
150 to 400.
Yeah,
That's like
gonna be
800
amazing.
millimeter.
Yeah. Well, plus we also have a 2X converter we've introduced, which is going to be out this spring. And that, I mean, you think you're 40 to 150, 2.8.
Yeah.
Now you have an
Be
F4.
perfect for that.
Yeah,
It'd be amazing.
It's amazing, and you're at like what 600 equivalent. So
that's good.
it's going to be nice. So yeah, yeah.
We're almost out of beer, so we're going to have to end up wrapping this episode up.
I've been out of beer for some time.
Oh, I'm surprised you just didn't get up and walk out and get some more. That's how you are. We'll buy you some more in a minute. Anyway, thanks to all the viewers for hanging in there with us through this. I don't know if 2019 is going to be as exciting as what the end of 2018 was. It's going to be hard to say. We've got the Panasonic to look forward to. But I think what we're going to see more than anything else is people buying into these systems. Now that all the cards are on the table, photographers can make a choice. They can pick the system they want based upon the kind of photography they do. And I think it's important as you look at these camera systems to say, what am I shooting? How am I going to want to use this camera? Maybe a little bit about where your budget is. But I think every one of these cameras offers something different and unique. And there's no right or wrong, and there's no better be with this guy versus the other guy. Because in the end, it's all about taking the picture. Put the darn camera aside, look through the viewfinder, smile, and have some damn fun shooting pictures.
Really good.
Best of luck on the endeavor.
And
here's to Kevin.
Thank you. Something new, a new community for photographers.
Amen.
Thank you for watching.
Cheers,
and
guys.
I'm going to see you on photoPXL. Thanks, everybody.
Good
That was
show.
one of the best we ever did.
Good show. Good show.
I'm so
Absolutely.
excited about this.
I know you are. You're just...
I'm excited.
You know what the best line of the whole show was? Stop, I'm trying to talk here.